Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, we are continuing full steam ahead, and this morning, and for this segment, I'm being joined by Nickocy Phillips, who's a political leader of Unity of the People, as we discuss, a little bit over the last 2 years of the current T.H.A administration. How was it? What are people feeling at this point in time as we reach the midway mark for Chief Secretary Fali Augustin? So a special good morning and welcome to you, Nickocy Phillips. How are you doing?
I'm holding on, but good morning to Tobago Updates, good morning to the listening public, and good morning to you, Kandace. I'm holding on to God's grace.
Great, that's good to hear. Now I want to start first of all with, if you were to rate the current administration over the past 2 years between 1 and 10, with 10 being highest and 1 being the lowest, how would you rate them?
2.56.
2.56, that's a very specific number. Why would you say that?
I have not seen the economic growth of the economy of Tobago. I have not seen the sustainable development of the people of Tobago. I have not seen any investments that all these trips that they cause and they're going all over the place to Tobago. I've not seen a growth in anything at all, period. All I've seen is just they're traveling all over the place, enjoying the travel. A lot of embarrassment, a lot of drama, a lot of everything else except those things: economic growth, sustainable development of the people, economic growth of the island, the tourism growth, all these things. So, yeah, and a lot more.
And a lot more.
Yeah.
So let's get into the lot more.
You see, people in the Tobago space, they know exactly what's going on, but it's just that we still have the mentality of the gimme attitude and join this party or jump up with this person to get what we're supposed to get. But they're not looking at the other persons who are not benefiting, and there's only one sort of people benefiting from all these things. Now we have the young men in the communities. They're talking about jobs and stuff that they will promise. When you go to the division, they are telling you to go back to your assemblyman to put on your name and information. The assemblyman is not the one hiring you. The HR of the department is the one supposed to hire you. So why are you sending people back to the assemblyman? That is for them to scope out who the next party or persons who get where they're from and stuff. That is the type of things they're doing. I talk about the different divisions. I have not seen growth in the different divisions. For example, health. There's no growth in health at all, period. All the fanatics and all the things on the platform that we say we're going to do is not happening. We talk about job and employment. I said not everybody can go into the T.H.A. And I said it over and over many times. There is space to accommodate new workers. For example, you have these daily paid workers sometimes not doing anything. Why don't you think we have, let me say we have 20 daily paid, we take 10 of them, send them to train as an AMT or ambulance driver, because we need ambulance drivers, we need AMTs. When you take that 10 who is already in the T.H.A. system, send them to train as an AMT, you now create 10 more spaces for persons to come into the market as a daily paid. So therefore you move up the employment. Those persons in some of these areas in the departments and health, they are still stagnant for 21 years as a secretary, as a clerk. Enhance them to a different level because they are already in the system. So therefore now you create employment for persons who now come in on the market. You haven't seen accident and emergency. It's still a mess. People complaining they're going from 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they're leaving 2 o'clock the next day, sometimes 48 hours. I also said in my manifesto to separate accident and emergency. You cannot have doctors dealing with a patient there. When an ambulance comes, all the doctors leave you and go to deal with the ambulance. Separate accident from emergency. I've seen this in different healthcare institutions in the international market. So therefore you have a special doctors and nurses to deal with accident, and there's special nurses and doctors for the emergency patients. There's a lot of different things in the health sector that has not improved. We talk about the division of works and infrastructure. Look at the condition of the road. We are seeing work and jobs given to persons and contractors in Trinidad. Less more, you have your contractors here in Tobago space who are not getting the jobs and who are not fulfilling the duties and their mandate as to fix the road and the fix the road up and all these things that they said that they're doing. Look at the deplorable condition of the roads. Look at the bus sheds that we have. All these things that we need fixing, it's not being done. Then you're asking for allocation. They're going to tourism. Tourism growth. How can you say that? It has its ups and downs, and you can't just blame the Secretary of Tourism alone for or her failure to say that she doesn't grow the tourism sector, but you are the head. And there are certain aspects of where you're supposed to lay your grounds in the tourism sector for in order to grow the Tobago space. We have some of these landmarks that are not upheld. We have some of these buildings that are not upheld properly. You have the tombstone full of, you know, bush and stuff and thing. Look at the areas. As I said, we need to capsulate our tourism product. What is the product of Tobago? I keep on hearing all kind of different products. This is how you're supposed to market your tourism aspect. And I said it over and over. You have January to February, which is the carnival season plan and everything. So you put that inside there, January, February. Then you go down to Jazz Festival into Easter. Then you go down to the October Carnival and the Heritage Festival. Then you also go down to back to the December again. So you put in all these events as a capsule. So when a team from tourism goes to China, you are going to discuss all the elements of what you have on the island of Tobago from January to February. And then you know with yourself, you say, okay, good. I want to know if I can get 1,000 or 800 people from Japan coming for this, for January to February, or give us 600 for this, the times. And so when you come back to Tobago, you will say, okay, I have just landed this investment for Tobago. So Japan is going to send 500 people in January to February for the carnival, and then we're going to have in the July August Heritage Festival, we have this set. Then now you go to different countries. You don't want to go now. This is what is happening. You leave and you go to Japan, sell one thing, come back. You go to the next country, sell one thing, and you're going to sell the carnival and come back. So you go back to Japan now to go and sell heritage. You go back to Japan now to go and sell carnival. No, that's not how it's supposed to be. You have to put your tourism in a capsule and say, this is our tourism product, this is our capsule, and market the whole island for the year. And a lot more can be said with regards to there's too much favoritism in this tourism sector in regards to groups and certain persons getting elements of jobs and all these things. There are a lot of groups in the different places. We go to Division of Culture and culture, I think it's culture and community development, right?
Culture, antiquities and transportation.
Oh, culture is there. Okay, well, Division of Community Development. And I saw them now. They had an NGO meeting just 2 weeks ago, and they have a good product in terms of helping the NGOs and to put in the NGOs there. But again, when the administration come, you change the policy. Somebody else changes the policy. They have been working on this product, but there's no togetherness with the NGOs, because at the end of the day, the NGOs are the first-hand persons who really meet the people on the ground. But then again, you are handpicking NGOs who you could put in your political pocket to say, let them do this, and when I want to go and camera shot and everything, that is what is happening. The NGOs need more connectivity with community development. We need to utilize the community centers. The community centers are being closed. You're seeing people from outside using the community centers. You're not seeing, sometimes in Buku we had the senior citizens, they used to sit down on the outside. They can't get the community center to play draft and stuff. You can't get them to do that anymore because the community center is closed at 4 or 6 o'clock. And then in the night you see somebody coming to do this and do that. It's so much different things I can say with the different divisions.
Now, I want to ask you this. Are you seeing any difference between this current administration, these past 2 years, as opposed to the 21 years of PNM that we had?
It's the worst administration I've ever seen in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. Let me tell you why. You continue to do the blame game, and every administration comes with the blame game. Everything is the blame game, the blame game, the blame game. You are in the position now. Forget about the blame game, forget about the naysayers, and do what you're supposed to do. We don't have a level of accountability. We are not seeing the accountability in its spending, its accessibility, and everything that they do. This administration used to do before. This used to do before, and they're acting like little children. As a leader, as an administration, forget about the past. You are here to bring the future to Tobago. And as I said in the beginning, I would have had high hopes for the Chief Secretary. As I said at the Independence Parade, when I saw him going across the thing, I had to cry because I'm seeing something in him. But whoever is behind him now is not projecting what the people would have wanted to see change in the administration. Change in his leadership is totally somebody arrogant and evasive to, the people now. They're not getting to see who they're voting for. They're seeing the arrogance of that. So to say 21 years that the PNM haven't done anything, that is a lie. We have seen the growth. We may not seen it in the people's development, but we've seen it on the island in terms of the road development, in terms of community centers, in terms of different infrastructures within the Tobago space and stuff. We have seen that, but we have not seen where people have grown, developing themselves. You now have to look at everybody depends on T.H.As and administrations to build them. That's not how it's supposed to work. You have to get up and work for yourself. There are people who literally, I've seen them jumping from party to party and clapping, and some of them are asking about, you just didn't message me in my inbox and tell me you want to join the party, you want to do this, and you're talking about the other ones. But what I get it for me, I want to. So they're thinking about themselves and not people. We have to use the entrepreneurship program, but then again, these programs and funding that they have accessible to people is not accessible. You can apply for a BDU grant today, and you ain't get that until next year 2025. Some election you'll get that. So in terms of the administration, yes, there is some fight back in the administration in terms of the people politicizing the work, and sometimes it comes out negatively on the administration. And I'm not going to sit down here and say to blame the administration. I gave a 2.56, but still, there are some secretaries who would have done their work.
And let me talk about that just a little bit, because we only got like 2 minutes left. But what do you think stood out as positive? What was good in your opinion so far? Well, you started saying that, some of the secretaries did some work.
I've seen some of the programs that some of them initiated in the communities. I've seen some of the work that they should do to the division. For the health, we continue with the REACH program and other programs. They continue with the cancer program. I think they're at the hospital and different things. You've seen them trying to do the app and applications with this, but it's not too much. It's not. Some secretaries, you can get to see the work done. Some of them you will text, they will get the work done. Some of them they don't. And I've seen it, it's just so much different things on my mind right now. I can't really say pinpoint, but I'm not going to bring on all the secretaries to say that they have not done. They would have done to their limit, and they would have done to their best of their abilities, but still they could have done better, especially in the education sector. Being a teacher and the Secretary of Education, oh Lord have mercy, I would have expected better. I've seen you do this mandate and this mandate all you're supposed to do, and the mandate flopped. Where is the mandate? Where is the education sector? It's only when something happened in a school, somebody's being bullied, you're all coming on TV and want to talk all these highfalutin words and try to sound good. That doesn't make sense. So I'm kind of disappointed in some of them for not doing what they're supposed to do. The ones who are silent and not saying anything, well, kudos to you. But otherwise, I think enough. They could have done better. They could have done a lot better for the people of Tobago. And now pushing this narrative for a separation, that is even a bigger conversation that needs to happen, because we have seen now the separation, we have seen what is happening with central government, the Prime Minister, the Chief Secretary. It is too much. The people now, are we going back into this the last year? Are we going to go back into the blame game, or are we going to step up? Are these secretaries going to step up their game? Are they going to give us what they actually voted for? Do what they're supposed to do in the mandate, or are they going to continue to blame, continue to have some next bacchanal? We have so much of things from the Chief Secretary, allegations laid against him, that we haven't got anything. He said that he sent this lawyer and sent this one to lawyer. Up to now, we haven't heard anything. We haven't heard the allegations laid against him by Kizza Jackson. We haven't heard the allegations that laid against him by Mr. Duke in regards to alleged monies coming through this. All these things we have here on his head. And the people of Tobago still needs, despite you think it's a legal matter, however, the people need to know that you are transparent enough, right? Then people need to know that you are transparent enough to handle your stories and account to the people, because allegations are coming at you. And yes, this is the politics. They will come at you hard, they will come at you fast, but at the end of the day, if you can stand in public and detest those allegations, you are king on the throne.
And we gotta leave it right there, because we are out of time this morning. But I want to thank you so much, Nickocy, for being on with us and for sharing your perspective as we continue to evaluate the past 2 years, and hopefully let's see what's going to happen in the next 2 years of the rest of the T.H.A administration. So thank you again.
Thank you so much for having me. Good morning.
All right, viewers, so we got to go for a quick break, but we'll be back because we got a whole lot more coming up for you on Good Morning Tobago.